In this class, we'll discuss about National Green Tribunal, which is a subject falling under environmental law. So, regarding National Green Tribunal, we will begin from the Stockholm Conference of 1972. The momentum of the Stockholm World Environment Conference of 1972, the emphasis on sustainable development, which was stressed on the Rio de Janeiro Conference of 1992 held in Brazil. So also the MC Mehta cases of 1986 and 87 relating to pollution and environment. So also the Indian Council of Enbro legal action case of 1996, the Supreme Court reiterated the demand for setting of environmental codes. As per the above efforts, the National Environment Tribunal Act was enacted in 1995 and National Environment Appellate Authority Act of 1997 was enacted by the Union Legislature. Again, the Supreme Court expressed the very demand for a full-fledged environment code in its 99 judgment in the leading case Andhra Pradesh Pollution Control Board versus Professor M.B. Naida, and it was a decision of 1999 where Supreme Court again expressed for the very demand of an exclusive environmental code. So, accordingly, the Law Commission in 2003 recommended for setting of environment codes. Accordingly, a bill was introduced in the Parliament in 2009 and finally the National Green Tribunal Act of 2010 came into effect. The preamble of the National Green Tribunal Act in 2002 expresses speedy disposal of environmental cases for protection of environment, conservation of forest, natural resources, enforcement of legal rights concerning environment, and to provide relief and compensation for damages to persons and property. And exactly section 4 of the Act provides composition of the tribunal with a chairman, 10 to 20 judicial members, and 10 to 20 expert members. It came into existence in 2011, and its principal place of sitting is Delhi or New Delhi, and the other places, those regional centers where it sits for hearing, one is Bhopal, and the second one is Pune, the third one is Calcutta, and the fourth one is Chennai. So, now we'll discuss the very relevant provisions of National Green Tribunal Act of 2010, and in that connection first we will discuss the provision of section 13, and as regarding section 13 it provides the chairperson's financial and administrative powers as per the rules made by the central government, and as regarding section 14 it provides the very expression in section 14, the jurisdiction of the tribunal over all civil cases relating to environment and enforcement of legal rights, and as regarding the provision under section 15, the tribunal may by order provide relief and compensation to victims of pollution and other environmental damages, which includes accident while handling any hazardous substances, restitution of property damaged, and other areas. The very tribunal may divide the compensation or relief payable under separate heads specified in Schedule 2 of the Act, having regard to the damages to public health, property, and environment, for providing compensation or relief to the claimants and for restitution of damaged property or environment. And now we'll go to the next provision, that is section 16, which provides appellate jurisdiction of the tribunal over certain legislation such as the Water Prevention and Pollution of Control Act 1974. So also the Water Prevention and Control of Cess Act 1977, the Forest Conservation Act of 1980, the Air Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1981, Environment Protection Act 1986, the Biodiversity Act of 2002, And as regarding section 17, it provides on liability to pay relief for compensation in cases of death, injury, or damage among several persons responsible for such, proportionately among them on equitable basis. Also, Section 22 of the National Green Tribunal Act of 2010 provides appeal to Supreme Court against any decision or order of the National Green Tribunal. And as regarding Section 26, which deals with punishment, so failure to comply with orders of the tribunal will attract punishment as provided under Section 26 of the National Green Tribunal Act. And now we'll discuss regarding the very provisions of Section 27 and 28, which deals regarding those companies registered under Indian Companies Act 1956 and those government departments. So it is punishable with imprisonment of 3 years and up to 10 crore rupees. Further failure attracts fine of 25,000 rupees for every day. So for companies, the fine is 25 crores, and in case of contravention of the order, it is 1 lakh rupees every day. And as regarding section 27 and 28 of the National Green Tribunal Act of 2010, it deals respectively regarding those companies which are committing environmental pollution, such as those factories, industries, and mills, and so also those departments of the government or exclusively the government itself committing any such environmental pollution which affects the life and property of the people. So these are the basic fundamental provisions as per the National Green Tribunal Act of 2010, which provides all those safeguards besides the very punishment provision under section 26 of the Act. And as its jurisdiction, those acts that we have discussed, such as the Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1974, the Forest Conservation Act 1980, the Air Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1981, the Environment Protection Act 1986, the Biodiversity Act of 2002. All these acts fall under the jurisdiction of the National Green Tribunal. So, any act committed regarding pollution of the environment as such the water resources or the air pollution or anything hazardous committed regarding forest conservation or anything relating to biodiversity, all they fall under the jurisdiction of National Green Tribunal, and against any order passed by the National Green Tribunal, we discussed the very provision of Section 22 regarding appeal to Supreme Court. So, how National Green Tribunal came into existence and what is its jurisdiction and which particular acts fall under its jurisdiction, that we have discussed. And one of the latest important leading case in connection to National Green Tribunal that we have to discuss, that is Bardhaman Kaushik and others versus Union of India and others, and it is a leading case of 2015 which was decided by the National Green Tribunal, and the very subject matter of the fact of the case is that the very National Green Tribunal in its order banned all the vehicles flying in national capital territory of Delhi which have completed 15 years of lifespan. So all those vehicles which have already crossed 15 years of lifespan, they could not fly again. So this was the ban imposed by National Green Tribunal in this very leading case, Bardhaman, Kaushik and others versus Union of India and others in 2015. So, this is all about National Green Tribunal, which is one of the important chapter or subject falling under environmental law. And in our next upcoming video, we'll discuss about Wildlife Protection Act of 1972 and also about tiger conservation and Project Tiger.